What's up, everyone? This is Matt, and that is Dan, and that is Opie over there. And this is our first episode of Anime Punch for Thursday, July 30th. We've been slowly getting back into some anime. We used to be pretty big anime fans a while back, and we sort of fell out of it over the last few years. And we've been picking it back up lately, and we decided, hey, let's watch some stuff and let's talk about it because we know that you guys want to know what we think about anime.
Exactly. Everybody wants to know what we think.
Exactly.
That's right. So the first show that we started, and Dan's a little bit ahead of us, but we decided that we were going to start watching a show called Kill La Kill. We watched this on Crunchyroll. Dan has seen the entire
24 episodes.
And Opie and I watched the first two. But we figured we'd go ahead and have a discussion about it because it's pretty good.
Well,
Spoiler alert.
What caused us to decide to watch Kill la Kill? Because you guys told me to watch it. That's
I
what
asked you to.
Okay, we do what Dan says.
Yeah, Dan Tatership.
Dan Tatership. So yeah,
we've been discussing doing anime again, and it was the first one I watched. Well, besides Naruto, which my queue is filling full with Crunchyroll. Having an account with them and trying it out and seeing how they work, which is great because it's 1080p and no advertisements. It's super awesome. But you can watch anything on the Crunchyroll anyways if you want to deal with the advertisements. Kill La Kill was the first choice. And I got through it in about 3 days. I kind of killed it. I crushed it big time. Started it this past weekend.
Crushed it. Yeah. I watched the hell out of that show.
Never mind. I finished the series 3 days, started this weekend, knocked it out pretty fast because I'm going to go ahead and throw a spoiler alert. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. There's so much good stuff to say about the show, at least on my side. I know my opinion. I totally enjoyed it. But first, let's get some stuff out of the way.
Well, and what we're going to say is we will not be having spoilers for the show because Opie and I have only seen the first two, so
there'll be some information, I will say, but it's not spoiler-rific.
Spoiler-free. So if you haven't seen it or if you're wondering if you should watch it, this is spoiler-free.
Correct. This will mainly be based around the first two episodes because these guys have only seen that, but I will give a little bit more in-depth on the plot as it went through.
Yeah, that's fine.
Only overviews of it. It's brought to you by Trigger, same group that did Gurren Lagann, which another anime, which is super awesome.
Thank you. I was going to ask if that was Gurren Lagann.
Yes. Oh, you can totally tell by the animation style alone.
100%.
You're watching that, you're like, I'm watching Gurren Lagann.
It's coming from a child diagnosed with ADD. This is an anime for you. So you need, if you have ADD, this is going to be a good one. So go ahead and just start off with how it starts off, Matt, if you want to, and kind of explain to us what's going on in the first episode.
Well, basically, let me see if I can do this. So it's set around a school, but this isn't just.
Okay, we're about to ruin every Japanese name in the entire history of Japan.
So,
we're about to kill it. Hanoji Academy. Hanoji Academy.
It's Hanoji Academy. So basically, it's not a typical school, though. The school is based around these four. It's based around the student council, but it's not your typical school slice of life thing. The student council are like these badasses and they wear these uniforms that grant them power, and the uniforms rank from 1 to 3 stars.
And what are they called?
Goku's.
Yes.
Goku uniforms. Goku uniforms. So you've got Ira Gamaguri and Uzu, and I'm totally reading this. Uzu Sanagayama, Nonon Jakazure, and Hoka Inumata.
That was great.
So those are the 4 student council, and then the president of the student council is Satsuki Kiryuin.
Kyun, yeah. It's just Satsuki.
Satsuki. They call her Satsuki. But basically, and all the rest of the students kind of live under fear, I would say, of this student council. There are students who are deemed worthy to get these Goku uniforms that grant them power. Like in the first episode, we meet the captain of the boxing team.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll meet him. Well, it introduces most of them.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Right.
No, there's going to be a lot more that come up.
There's a lot more, but
everything's based around
the heads of the clubs, the boxing or tennis club.
And then the more you prove your self-worth, I guess, within these, or your power, she grants the ability for you to wear a better uniform,
Right,
pretty
right.
much. And
But-
again, in anime, adults don't mean anything. It's all about the kids.
It's all about the
ruling
students.
school.
The student council is running
So-
the school.
Well, let me ask you this: the school. I was going to ask you guys this: the school towers over. Now, is there a city or just a village down below, and the school
So-
runs?
As you increase your rank at the school with your starred uniforms, you move into a higher and better area within the city, with the school being the pinnacle of that area.
Okay.
So Mako and her family, they live in the slums. She's a no star.
0 stars.
And,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
no stars. And she's a great no star. I love that character anyways. But
You're talking about the friend, right? I
yes.
can't stand that character.
oh, I love her so much. She gets even better later on. And she's just totally berserk, ADD, dumb as a box of rocks girl that just, she's awesome. She's really cool. But her family lives down there, and her dad's a back alley doctor who's had more kills than let anybody live. And
they're so proud of
it.
that.
They do.
Yeah, you just sit there, it's like, I think that's a bad thing. I don't know if that's good or not. And they live down there, and her mom makes just unidentified meats within croquettes. And
And the dog's name is Gut.
guts. Guts. He wears a hoodie because
Yeah.
dogs do that.
But I like the reasoning though. They said, "Do you know why I would call him Guts? Because he eats with gusto." I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
The family doesn't make sense. They're all idiots, so it doesn't matter. But as you get higher ranks within the school, you move up in the city to better areas, better jobs, more money. You know, your family's taken care of more. And the thing is, Satsuki, her family is the one that created this high school, so she's like the super rich person, you know, that owns like islands and everything. You know, she's like, her family is the well-known family of this, and they created this high school for specific reasons later on that you learn. But so they kind of just make the rules as they go. That's why the teachers can't really do anything either, because it's like, no, she's the daughter of the lady who built the high school. She's kind of in charge of everything here, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, you have the Elite Four. You have the Ryoku, who just shows up and just wants to fight.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt. I'll let you keep going. I'm liking Matt's
Wait,
explanation here.
Well, it starts off with one of the council members busting the door down because
Yes.
someone had stole one of the Goku uniforms.
Right.
Correct.
One of the 1 stars, and he just kicks.
Yeah, it was Ira Gamaguri.
Gamaguri.
He is the discipline committee leader.
Yeah,
That's his title, and he's all about you don't break the
Yeah.
rules. And
Yeah.
this guy stole the uniform, and they kill him pretty much, hanging out there. And that's death. That's what's funny. So go ahead, Matt.
So that's the thing. So there's one point in one of the 2 episodes where one of the teachers said, telling one of the students, don't bother getting involved with things that don't involve you, because this is their school,
yeah.
and the rest of us just go here or work here, you know. So even the teachers fully admit that the student council's running things. But that's what I thought was kind of interesting and a little bit different about this was a couple things. So this show is very like Gurren Lagann, where it's very action-packed but slapsticky a little bit,
Yeah.
but they don't shy away from killing people. So
Right.
the one student stole the 1-star Goku uniform, and they straight up killed him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they didn't even really, but it wasn't like gratuitous, like they almost, it sounds weird, but it's like they almost did it in a funny way. And
yeah.
that doesn't seem like that should be a thing that would happen, but it did.
Yeah, it's interesting how they do that, because they leave his body hanging in front of the school gates going into the school of a dead kid just hanging there. But anyways, go ahead, man.
Well, so how do you say it again?
Ryoku.
Ryoku shows up. She wants to find her father's killer. So she has one half of a scissor sword.
She's an exchange student. That's how she gets into the school.
Right.
Okay.
And she wants to find who has the other half, because she thinks that's going to lead her to her father's killer. So here's where the other difference came. I thought she was going to, and this isn't really a spoiler because you find this out very, very quickly. I thought it was going to be, okay, well, the student council is super powerful and nobody can stand up to them until this stranger comes in, and they're just a badass in their own right, and she's able to take them all on. But she can't. Like, she wields this sword, and she's probably a better fighter and has more power than like all the 0 stars. But she cannot handle any of them.
Yeah.
And so it's only when she gets her own Goku uniform.
Well, it's called. She calls it a Senketsu,
Right,
which is
that's the
for,
name
for-
she gives it. Yeah,
for fresh blood. But it's known as a
Katsui.
Katsui. Is it Katsui or Kamu? I thought it was Kamui, but I might be wrong. Katsui might be right. So and it's Ruko. I'm sorry, and not Ryuko. Whatever way we were saying it before.
We're terrible.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, she finds this at her father's burnt down house, which is also a funny moment. He tastes her blood and then just rips her clothes off and jumps on her.
Yeah.
And she gains a bunch of power from this.
Kamui.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. And that's kind of the name of it, which is a special type of something, and that'll be explained later on. But anyways, keep going with what you were saying.
Well, but that's what I thought was really interesting about this is she is not your typical drifter who's super powerful and can take on anybody. She's fairly weak too, but she does get the Goku uniform. She names it Senketsu for fresh blood, like you said,
Yep.
And it talks to her.
Yeah.
But it grants her power. But even then, she's able to take on the episodes I saw, the head of the boxing club and the head of tennis club. But she still gets the crap kicked out of her pretty well because what she has to do is the reason she does is because she has to bleed basically into the uniform
To give it power.
exactly. But so while she's fighting, she's losing blood, and the uniform tells her, hey, at this rate, you're only going to last a few more minutes, and we got to get you out of here. So, but that's kind of where I stopped in the first two episodes. Was she was getting used to this suit. She was sort of learning how the school operates, and she was trying to take on the student council so that she could find her father's killer. But she was only marginally good at it.
Right.
For now. I will say the second episode where she fought the head of the tennis club, I could watch a whole series about just that, like that tennis, because I mean that's you guys know I grew up with tennis,
Here we go.
Streets.
Yeah.
He had tennis courts like that too, with spiked walls.
Right. That's how.
I mean,
where I grew up,
Super energy tennis racket made
right. We were
pure
hardcore
energy.
tennis players, so for a minute I was like, I can't believe they made an anime about me growing up. But I liked the action, the tennis action in it. I could like if this whole series were about her playing tennis to get to her. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm glad you guys really liked it. I was hoping you did, so that's cool.
Well, it totally just the animation style itself when she goes at it with the boxing student counselor leader. That was just crazy. He's hilarious, and it actually breaks down his uniform, and he has to explain why he dresses like he dresses, and then the gloves, and it explains why his gloves.
The part where she shows up and it shows her uniform. He's like, "Well, I'll dress now too," and he just slowly starts saying, "She's like, no, this is just I don't want to wear this."
And that's a good point too. Is so the Goku uniforms aren't necessarily just uniforms they wear on their body. So the leader of the boxing club, he explained that his boxing glove was part of the uniform. The leader of the tennis club, her tennis racket was part of it. So it's not just the uniform that you wear; it's the items that you have for your respective club.
I mean, it's going to get more intense. Later on, she fights the leaders of the tightrope walking club and the gardening club.
Okay.
And it's going to get pretty extreme there. So
I thought it was funny when they were introducing some of the other clubs, like they had the athletic leader and then the non-athletic leader.
Right.
Just like playing there with stuffed animals. Like,
you don't want to mess with her, though. She's crazy. Crazy. She's a bad mofo. You don't want to mess with her too much. You don't want to mess with any of the Elite Four really right away. So yeah, you guys covered the two fights there, which is really good, and those are like 2-star students. This show, so I had watched it all the way through, and I wanted to watch the first 2 episodes again before tonight. And even halfway through the first episode, I was laughing all over again, like when they're in the boxing ring and they keep knocking the ring girl out every time.
Right.
She goes flying.
Round 2, but she's like missing a tooth and her eyes are all.
She's all bandaged a little bit, and she gets knocked to the wind.
I like it when they show up at the school the next day and the little friend gets pelted with tennis balls. She's like,
Or the girls on the tennis team, they're serving a ball, and they go, ay, 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 and they just. I mean, you have to see it for it to make sense. But that was I actually laughed out loud at some of that, especially like you said when she's getting hit in the face with the tennis balls. God, that was
There's that. I love the part where they hang her upside down on the axe, and her whole complaint is, "I'm not wearing my sexy panties today,"
Right.
or whatever. She's trying to keep herself covered, or even the professor that pulls her into the room, and then all of a sudden his clothes are falling off, and all these bright lights are around him, and he's changed his hair, and he's like posing and everything.
That's something else. Okay, so the teacher that's helping her. So there's a teacher that's helping her. And I think he's the first male character in an anime who. So Ryoku gets hurt after the first battle. We found out at the beginning of the second episode that he helped her. He brought her back to his house or whatever. And he'd taken her uniform off, and she said, "Oh my God, did you undress me?" And in 99.9% of all anime, you would say there would be a bashful guy, "Oh no, or I didn't look," or "Oh my God." But this guy was like, "Yep,
I'm going to teach you some things about your body.
Yeah, I totally did."
That's what he says. Yeah,
and then he's taking, but he doesn't do it like in a super smarmy way. He was just, but he still did it in a comical. But that's what I wanted. I get so sick of especially with the harem animes, and you've got one guy with a bunch of girls, they're all throwing themselves at him, and he's like, "Oh God, no!" That drives me nuts. And this character, and I don't remember his name, but
I'll tell you. Keep talking.
Well,
Akura.
Yeah.
It's Mikisugi.
But I really appreciated that because she said, "Did you undress me?" And he said, "Yeah, I did. I'm going to teach you some stuff about your body, and we're going to do some stuff." And it kind of and she sort of became bashful, even though she's this badass. She sort of freaked out about that a little bit. So it was very nice. Just differences in roles than what you typically get.
Well, if you notice, when she's in her uniform, she is blushing the entire time. She doesn't want to be dressed the way she is. Right? And you need to remember that for later on, because that plays a little bit of a point with the blood loss and everything like that. But she's very bashful all through that. But what I love about that, every time that guy is in a scene later on, his clothes are just falling off of him, and he's all bright lighted behind, and he's just posing in these sexy moves. And you'll find out why later on in the series as well. I was going to explain a little bit. There is something going on. I don't want to give anything away. If you guys are really interested, you want to really
I do want to
get into it and watch it. I'll kind of keep it to myself. Then I didn't want to give too much away. But there's something with clothing in general that seems to
be a thing.
Seems
to be a theme in this.
I was going to ask you.
And nudity. There's both sides to it. But
the two Goku. Well, see, number one, something we didn't realize is when we explain the part of the scissors is which the sword that she wielded. It's one half of the scissors, and the other half apparently is what killed her father. But apparently the scissors were specially made to defeat Goku suits. Right? Is that right?
Well, it's not. All right, so you notice at the end of her destroying outfits, so the scissors are able to cut these specific types of clothing, and these little fibers come out, and it absorbs into her outfit. So there is a special way these things are made, and that'll come to light more later on. But these scissors are sharp enough to do it. But so is Satsuki's sword is as well that you see at the end.
And
she
Satsuki,
can destroy those as well.
She is the head of all of this. Yes. And she doesn't wear a Goku uniform.
No, she said the sword was.
Yeah, she said the sword is good enough.
Yeah.
So
that's going to change later.
Yeah. I just love that she's always towering over. I love the look of the anime. It's just like all stretched and long lines and just totally just deformed goofiness
and
of everything.
Everywhere.
And spikes, and just how weird can we make this look? We don't care. We want it just to look. It's like somebody's imagination just ran wild on the page, and they just went crazy with it. And that's what Gurren Lagann is the same way. Every of the mechs that he fought were these faced mechs that were strange and weird looking, and it was just like it's a complete break from a normal looking anime or a normal looking show. It's just like this is a break. I can get into this 24 episodes. I'll tell you this: the plot is not super strong. But you're not watching it for that. You're watching it for the great fights. You're watching it for the character developments, and you're watching it just to have fun. That's what the show's about. Just to have a good time.
That was something else too. So you mentioned the fights, especially in the second episode. Like the entire thing was just action packed the whole time.
Yeah,
and that's not to say that I don't like some story or some character development in anime and stuff like that. But sometimes I feel like there's too much of that.
Yeah.
And, I really want to see cool stuff happen. And this was just balls to the wall, 0 to 60 action almost the entire time, and it almost in all of that combined with the friend who is all over the place. Like I felt when I got done watching these 2 episodes, I felt sort of ass whipped. Like, oh my god, I gotta stop watching that for a minute because like there's so much going on.
I'm waiting for the build-up episodes, and that's what I was waiting.
So
right.
Yeah, there's no build up. This is boom, you're gone and you're going. And the funny thing is, it doesn't slow down, it just gets bigger and bigger. And I love that they do just so goofy stuff, like they put the giant red letters for everybody's name up on the screen every time that happens. And it has to be in a big explosive thing. They do that continually through the whole thing, even to the same people saying their names again. They just boom, 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 the huge red letters up on the screen again. The show, like we said, has a little bit of a dark side because it had a character that got killed. Lots of anime will run to episode 12 or 13. That's usually a full season, and then it finally shuts down, and usually most shows won't go past that. Some do. And you can always see kind of a climactic thing happen at those points in the episodes. When you guys get to 11 and 12, there's some crazy stuff that happens, and it gets a little dark. You meet some characters you meet a character that is just crazy, psychotic, just crazy. And she doesn't care what anybody thinks. She's just crazy. But she does it in a bubbly way. She's really happy about killing people. She has no qualms about it. And it gets really dark through those 2 episodes. And I kind of wanted them to keep following that, but then it goes straight back to the funny, the goofy, and stuff like that. And that's okay because that's what that show wants to be. But it does hit some really dark moments along the way. So it's really cool. All right, there you go. That's Kill La Kill by Trigger. Go check it out on Crunchyroll. It's really awesome.
Yeah, we
as you can see, we got
like it.
3, 4, 5 thumbs up here. We're totally digging it. And it's really, really good.
Lots of action, but humor.
Yes.
But they don't shy away from some serious stuff like death, nice role, not nice. You don't have your stereotypical male and female characters in power sets and all that kind of stuff.
They actually have really good characters in this.
Yeah, so it's all around. It's similar to some things we've seen, but there are plenty of differences if you're kind of tired of the same old. So definitely check it out. We loved it.
Yep. I think the only thing like I said before, I think the plot is a little goofy and really doesn't matter. And the dialogue is just so fast.
Yeah, I like that though.
It's just nonstop, and you have to watch. You have to pay attention or you'll miss stuff.
And I'm sure it gets more complex, but what I like about the plot is this girl wants to find who killed her dad.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing more. There's no like political stuff, and she wants to find out who killed her dad, and she thinks that Satsuki knows about the scissors sword, and she's trying to fight her way to her.
See, that's the thing, Gurren Lagann, I don't think I really remember the plot of that show that much, even how it ended and who he was fighting. But again, it was a fun series all the way through, in my opinion. Just
First
like
half
this.
was better. It got a little weird the second half.
I still enjoyed it, but again, you have great character development, a lot of fun, a lot of action. At 11 the entire time. Make sure you're drinking you're hydrated while you watch the show.
right. Take a break.
Do it in reps.
And if you choose to watch it subbed like we do, you can't look. You don't eat don't have anything around because you have to read.
Don't look away.
Because I decided to watch it on lunch today, and I was like, okay, so can't have anything else going, and I had all my food ready because I knew. Watching something subbed, I hate turning away and missing something and come back.
Right.
Dude, I'm the same way. I hate watching subtitled anime and like eating.
Yeah.
I can't play like sometimes I like to have anime going or used to like to have anime going in one monitor and play a game in the other.
Yes.
But if it's subbed, you can't do it.
You got to put your
especially with this, you can't do anything except stare at the screen and start like having a seizure with all the shit that's going on. But it's good.
It's very good.
I just want to make a quick comment about all the steam that comes out of her.
Oh, yeah.
She does the trick.
Listen, what kills me is, too, so a lot of animes are swarmy about the whole fan service and stuff. And this has fan service. It just does. But I think they do it in a funny way, and they just put it out there like, we don't care. Boom, her outfit is really skimpy, whatever. Later on, when her outfit is strapping on her, it's like, my gosh. It's just straight up you'll
Well,
see
when she
watch it, but
takes
it's just
that first hit in the tennis tournament, and she's hanging upside down. She's like,
you see
and her
all the
friend's like,
guys, all the guys in the audience have hearts coming up from them,
Yeah.
just staring at her.
and her friend's like, "You naughty girl."
Or when she cuts the outfit off of the tennis player, she's laying up on the spike. All the guys have their cameras out, just snapping
Yeah.
shots of her while she's laying there. Yeah, it's over the top and it's fun. So, anyways, that is Kill La Kill. Hopefully, we'll be back with some more anime later on.
That's the plan.
We really want to do, and we'll kind of be breaking down entire series by a few episodes at a time.
And Opie looks like he needs to go to bed.
He does. He's wearing out. So yeah, please stay with us. Check it out. Comment on the video. Nerdpunch.com/ or youtube.com/nerdpunch. Twitch.tv/nerdpunch. Nerdpunch.nerdpunch.nerdpunch.
Yeah, twitter.com/nerdpunch, facebook.com/nerdpunch, and nerdpunch.com. Nerdpunch@gmail.com. I mean, it's just
All of it.
we're easy to find. It's any social media. It's Nerd Punch. So you can find us there. So let us know if you like this and if you like the series, and we will be back with more episodes of Anime Punch when we can watch some more. So
Got a happy burger. We're happy burger right now.
until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
See you later.
Oh, stuff.